Okay, here we go. So today we're doing the executive branch and the judicial branch. Okay. So let's start with the executive branch. I do this. All right.
So we're doing
the executive branch. Okay. Just got the president. We're going to be starting on page 13. Okay. Executive branch: president, vice president, cabinet. The executive branch's job is to enforce laws. Okay? The head of the executive branch is the president. As we all know, the president serves a 4-year term. All right? In order to be president, you must be 35 years old. You must have been a resident of the United States for 14 years.
Why do they have age requirements for things like that?
So the concept is that the House is the least significant. And it's still significant, right? But it's the least significant, then the Senate, then the President. So the idea is that they want you to have certain basically educational levels to get there, right? Just experience, basically. You must be
She did show
You must be a natural-born citizen. You must be native-born. Okay? You cannot be an immigrant to the United States. So you either have to have been born in the United States or born on a military base or born in an embassy in a foreign country. Those allow you to remain to be American citizens. Okay? So, jobs of the president. Okay?
If you were born in the USA, but your parents was,
If you are born in the United States, you are an American citizen.
but your parents was illegal.
Doesn't matter. You're an American citizen. If you are born here, you're American. Okay. You are allowed to approve and veto laws. We talked yesterday about the check that the Congress has on vetoing. You have the ability to approve treaties with foreign governments. They are the ones who will make that work. All right? They are the ones who set that. You get to nominate Supreme Court justices. Both of these must be approved by the Senate. You get to approve your cabinet members. That shouldn't be approved, that should be appoint. Okay? You appoint those. And finally, you get to be, as president, you get to be the commander-in-chief of the military. Okay? So these are your jobs as the president. You are basically the CEO of the United States, right? You are in charge. The president and the vice president are selected through the Electoral College. We all know all about the Electoral College right now. It is not a direct vote, right? The Electoral College, again, you get set up, the number of electors is based on how many representatives you have in Congress. So you add up your members of the House plus the members of the Senate, which is 2, and that's what you get. So Minnesota, 8 members of the House, 2 members of the Senate, so a total of 10 congressional delegates. Thus, we have 10 electoral votes. Okay? If there is a tie in the Electoral College, it goes to the House of Representatives to make a decision. We will see what that looks like next week when we look, because that will happen in the 3rd presidential election.
Say that again.
Yes, if there's a tie, it goes to the House of Representatives.
Oh.
All right? If the president dies, there is a succession of power. The succession of power is as follows, the way it goes. You have the president on top. It then goes to the vice president. If the president and the vice president were both to die, it then goes to the Speaker of the House. If the Speaker of the House was to die, okay, it goes to the President pro tempore. Of the Senate. This is an elected position within the Senate. Okay? If he dies, it then goes to the Secretary of State. If the Secretary of State dies, it then goes in the cabinet to the cabinet in the order of when the cabinet positions were created. Okay? It is very unlikely to get to this stage.
So
All
what
right.
is that after? Okay.
So the reason where you see this then, when the president gives the State of the Union address, one of these people is usually not present at the State of the Union address. In case somebody was to drop a bomb on the Congress and blow up our government, basically, we would have somebody in the line of succession to take over. All right? One of these five. I don't know. I don't know how they choose it. But it's somebody. Secretary of State, then it goes in the order of when the cabinet positions were created. So I don't know what it goes past that, but it would be either Postmaster General, Treasury, or what's the fifth one? War, State, Treasury.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember the fifth one.
Where do they have the State of the Union address? Is that White House or the Capitol?
Congress,
Oh,
Senate chambers, or the House chambers. Pardon me. Okay, so powers of the president we've done. The president gives a State of the Union address once a year, where he speaks to what is happening on what's happening in the United States. Okay. Impeachment. The president can be impeached. Okay? The reason why you can be impeached is only for three things. All right? They are treason, bribery, and then the third is high crimes and misdemeanors. What's that?
What do you mean by that?
So if he accepts a bribe.
Oh.
Okay? These are the three things that you can be removed from office on. So for Clinton, he was not found to be guilty of any of these things, thus he was not impeached. Okay? So this part, the high crimes and misdemeanors, it's if you can't carry out your job as the president because of your actions. All right?
When you say misdemeanors, I mean like.
Do you mean like really minor misdemeanors? Like
No. So when we say high crimes and misdemeanors, we're not thinking like petty theft. A misdemeanor would be like you'd have to do a pretty major crime in order to get this to happen.
So if the president like murdered somebody,
That would
he
be
was going to jail, so
Yes.
he can't be a
Has the
president.
Yes.
president ever been arrested?
what's that?
Has the president ever been arrested?
No, I don't think so. Okay, that's all there is in the executive branch. Okay, executive branch is relatively narrow. All right, and that was designed because they're coming off of the idea of the king. All right, so we take that. Any questions about the executive branch?
He gives a speech once a year.
Once a year, State of the Union. That's when he has to. He has to give it once a year.